Joint ownership is one of the most misunderstood areas of landlord taxation and one of the most common. If you own property with a spouse, a partner, or a family member, the way that income is taxed is governed by specific rules, and misunderstanding them is a frequent cause of HMRC inquiries. In this session, we will work through how joint ownership is taxed, why the rules are written the way they are, where landlords go wrong, and what good record keeping looks like. Two concepts underpin everything: legal ownership and beneficial ownership. Legal ownership is the name on the land registry title. Beneficial ownership is the real economic interest, who's entitled to the rent and the eventual sale proceeds. Income tax follows beneficial ownership. For married couples and civil partners living together, the law applies a default 50-50 split under Section 836 of the Income Tax Act 2007. Why does the default exist? It's a simplicity and anti-avoidance measure. Without it, couples could shift income freely year to year purely to chase the lower income tax rate. The exception is Form 17, where a couple genuinely owns in unequal shares. They can elect to be taxed on those real shares, but only if they hold as tenants in common, have a declaration of trust, and file Form 17 within 60 days of signing. The election reflects existing ownership. It isn't a tax planning dial. For unmarried co-owners, cohabiting partners, siblings, parent and child, friends, business associates, there's no default and no Form 17. Each is taxed on their actual beneficial share. This is where the legal versus beneficial distinction really bites. Two people may be joint legal owners, but if a declaration of trust establishes a 70-30 beneficial split, the income follows the 70-30. Landlords get this wrong for understandable reasons. The 50-50 default feels arbitrary, so couples assume they can override it informally. Form 17 is poorly understood, so it's either ignored or misused. And the interaction with making tax digital is new, so even diligent landlords don't realize that each co-owner is a separate taxpayer with separate obligations. Consider Mark and Sarah. They jointly own 3 London flats producing £96,000 of gross rent, split 50-50, £48,000 each. Mark also earns £42,000 in employment. Sarah is a full-time parent. For making tax digital, the only qualifying income counts self-employment and property, not Mark's salary. So each has qualifying income of £48,000. Neither crosses the £50,000 threshold, so neither is mandated from April 2026. But from April 2027, when the threshold falls to £30,000, both are in scope. The threshold is tested individually and pay doesn't count. The implications flow from each owner being taxed at their own marginal rate on their share. That's why ownership structure matters, but restructuring carries consequences. Transfers between spouses living together are no gain, no loss for capital gains tax. Transfers between unmarried co-owners can crystallize a gain, and taking on mortgage debt as a part of the transfer can trigger stamp duty. These are exactly the points where a landlord should take specialist advice rather than act on a forum post. The compliance risks are real. An income split that doesn't match the documented beneficial ownership is an incorrect return, and HMRC can adjust it with penalties and interest. Under MTT, HMRC treats each co-owner independently. Separate sign-up, digital records, quarterly updates, final declaration, and penalties. The passive co-owner, who only knows their net share, must, once inside MTT, obtain and record gross income and expenses separately. HMRC easements helps for simplified record keeping for jointly let property, but the gross figure obligation still applies. 3 common mistakes. First, reporting an unequal split with no declaration of trust or valid Form 17 to support it. Second, attempting a mid-year change and assuming it applies from the start of the tax year. It only applies from the date of the last signature. Third, treating a married couple as a single MTT client when they are, in law, 2 separate taxpayers. 5 practical steps. 1. Confirm how each property is held and whether beneficial ownership is properly documented. 2. If an unequal split is genuine and appropriate, put a declaration of trust in place and file Form 17 within the 60-day window. 3. Time any change to the start of a tax year. 4. Ensure every co-owner, especially the passive one, has access to gross income and expense figures. 5. Retain the full evidence trail. Declaration of trust, Form 17, acknowledgement, completion statements, ownership percentages, and keep each co-owner's records and filings genuinely separate. Myth: joint ownership lets you allocate income wherever it's most tax efficient. Reality: the allocation must reflect genuine beneficial ownership, and for spouses, the starting point is a fixed 50-50 split. A simple misunderstanding over joint ownership can lead to unexpected tax issues. At UK Property Accountants, we help landlords understand the rules and stay compliant. Get in touch with us today to discuss your situation.